All right, guys, let's talk about Blade Show West and the things I brought home with me, but it's not exactly what you think. So we'll get into that. But I just got back a couple hours ago from Blade Show West, and I want to a big shout out to my buddy Eric, Blades and Bullets on Instagram. I'll put a link to his channel, his Instagram profile, whatever it is, to his Instagram down below. He's an awesome dude. I've known him, 5 or 6 years. And I got to stay at his house, hang out with him, and it was amazing. Another big shout out to my buddy Rob. And if it hadn't been for Rob, I would not own the custom Hellraisers that I own. And there's more. I can't even pick them all up. So Rob, thank you for picking me up at the airport. Eric, thank you for taking me to the airport to come home. And just, guys, I cannot say thank you enough for your hospitality. Those two were fantastic. I hope there's another knife show soon in Utah because I want to go back. I may just go back some weekend soon just to hang out with Eric and Rob because they're just two awesome and amazing gentlemen that, we've had a good friendship for a while. And it just continues now that I've spent the whole weekend there with them. So it's great. On to some of the stuff I got to see there. I got to meet a lot of Eric's friends that are now kind of my friends. And I got to meet a lot of makers. And I'm not going to go into all the makers that I met, but I met a bunch of makers. I saw some makers that I already knew. Mark Big was there. Mattia was there. I got to hang out with them for a little bit. So I got to meet a lot of the people that I see from show to show to show. But I also got to meet Eric from Yellow Day Energy. He makes torches up in Canada, eh? Super cool dude. He also was hanging out at Eric's house, so I got to spend a lot of time with him. So I did pick up a new torch. Not because I needed a torch, like I need another torch like a hole in my head, but it was super cool, super reasonably priced, and he's just one hell of a guy, so I wanted to support him. I'll put a link to his Facebook group down below. So it's a standard 18350 battery light. I mean, we've all seen them. Okluma, Henko, Deadwood Customs used to make lights. They don't. Like, this is nothing new and earth-shattering, but it's basic. It's just all titanium clip. I bought the single emitter because, quite frankly, I never used the LEDs on my triple emitter for the secondaries, and it's kind of like fancy schmancy. Why? I'm more of a basic guy. So it's got high, medium, low, or low, medium, high, however you want to put it. 3 different light outputs, about 1,000 lumens. I might do a full video on this. We don't know. The clip is my least favorite part, but it works. I may look for a different clip at some point. I don't know. We put the brush clip on versus the polished clip that this originally came with. But I don't know. It's cool. I like it. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with torches. I always have a light of some sort on me. Lately, it's been a FocusWorks F2. Kind of the competition from Yellow Day Energy. And so, yeah, Chris gave me a little bit of a hard time in a jesting, fun way. And so, yeah, to support him, I picked up a light. Excuse me. Basic single emitter was $400. I mean, all titanium, 5,000 Kelvin, light output, 1,000 lumens. Super reasonable. You can't get something like this for that price in titanium. And he does titanium and tungsten and zirconium and platinum and dragon skin and solid gold probably if you want. Like, he's super cool. Go check him out, and you get kind of a custom zippered case for that price. All right, then got to hang out with Gene from Rugged Mountain Blades. Gene Baldwin is the maker. He's been making knives about 2 years. He's been building kitchens for 10 plus years. Kitchen cabinets, countertops, the whole 9 yards. And he's been making fixed blades. This was his first show. I'm going to put this off to the side because that's not from Gene. We'll get back to that. But I really you guys know I'm not a huge fixed blade guy. I can appreciate them, and I own more than you would think For a guy who doesn't really care for fixed blades, I own more than I think. But went to dinner with him Saturday night after the show, and we were just chatting and talking. There was like 6 of us at the table. We exchanged phone numbers and, all that stuff when you meet new people and whatnot, and talked about my channel, talked about tattoos, talked about life, kids, all that fun stuff. And he goes, hey, after dinner, let me give you some stuff you could take home and you can review and send them back. He'd never seen my channel. He'd never heard of me. He had nothing. And he sends me home with these 3. So I don't remember the names of all of them, but this is one that Eric, my, Blades and Bullets, he carries one of these every day. This exact model, it's a little bit different materials and stuff, but he carries this thing every day on his weak side behind the hip. Carries a custom knife in his right front pocket, carries a Yellow Day energy torch in his left front pocket, and, whatever other tools he may or may not carry in Utah, the free state of Utah. I'm in California. I'm not allowed to know about such other tools, but we'll just leave it at that. I think you know where I'm going. So this is, I believe it's called the Nebula. I'll find out for sure before I do the full videos, but this is what Eric carries as a standard, EDC fixed blade. This one I got to clean up. It's a little, I just literally landed like 4 hours ago. So I'm not sure I've adopted the EDC fixed blade thing yet. Eric loves it. He tells me about it all the time. And if he's just going to open a box, he'll use his custom knife in his front pocket, his folder. But if he's going to do something a little bit more hardcore-ish around the office, he's going to pull this out because it's right there on his hip. So stay tuned. We'll do videos on this here shortly. Eric also has this model. This one is called, because it has the little tag, the Wasatch Ridge. And there's a little bit of details about it. They are naming, Gene is naming all of the models after mountain ridges there in Utah. He is a Utah local maker. He was born in somewhere else, Montana, I think. I don't remember. But he's lived around the country, built kitchens around the country, but now lives with his wife and kids in Utah, Salt Lake area, the greater Salt Lake area. And this one, Eric has this model as well in a very beautiful Damascus pattern. I love the file work back here. This thing's super light. I haven't weighed it yet, but it's super light. Lighter than you would think. When I picked this one up off of the table, I was like, damn, that's light. Gene's brother is an avid backpacker. So he's always chasing ounces when he's going backpacking. So Gene makes all of his knives to the ounces to try to make them light so you can take them backpacking, you can take them out hunting and go way out into the woods and do your hunting stuff, of which I'm not even going to try to talk about because I don't hunt. I'm not against it. I live in suburbia, California, so I don't hunt. So I don't know what I'm talking about there. But this one, this one really appeals to me. This shape, this model is just super cool. He makes his own Kydex sheaths. He's not forging his own blades at this point. It's stock removal, which is fine. No problems with that. It comes with the tech lock. And, it's super comfortable in the hand. Okay? Then he makes the KP, which is for another mountain range in Utah that I don't remember what Eric told me KP was for. But this one is more of your, fighting style knife. And, here's some details about this one too. If you want to, I love the Hamon here with the W2. That's the beauty of W2. Here is the Vandermeulen Blade Works Double Homicide. This is also W2 with a beautiful, beautiful Hamon. The Hamon is just this edge here. If you're not familiar with what that is, put clay on the blade when you heat treat it, and there's a whole process, but it looks very cool, and I like the look of that. I'm not a big ring knife person, but again, I'm not a hunter. I'm not a ninja fighting mall person, and I'm not a fixed blade guy. So, but a lot of people are. And the way this is configured is it would be strung side, kind of reverse grip. So you're going to grab it like this, pull it out from behind, your hip, and you're ready to defend, fight, whatever. But the fit and finish and the quality of these things is really good. Like, it's exceptionally good for making knives for like 2 years. So yeah, very cool stuff. And Gene is just amazing. His wife was there too. So it was great to just chat with both of them. But the last thing I brought home was a key hook. I don't have my keys with me, but you basically put your key ring here at the bottom, and your keys kind of hang down. And this goes around your belt or a belt loop. This is from David Carver. David Carver, I didn't know who he was. I met him there at the show. He's a maker, Carver Knives. And he not only makes knives, but he makes little key hook things. And I was kind of looking at it and like, what is it? Like, what is this thing? And he had one on his belt. He showed me. I said, that's pretty cool. He goes, here, take this one, try it out. Hardcore use it. Like, commit to it for a couple of weeks and you'll figure out that you couldn't live without it. I'm not sold yet, but again, I've only been home for like 4 hours. My keys really is the key fob for my car and one house key. I don't know that I need this, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a try. I'll come back with more details in the future on this. This one's aluminum, anodized black. He had some there out of titanium, copper, camo carbon, brass. I think he had 6 or 7 of them on the table at varying prices. But I'll put a link to his Instagram down below also, as well as Rugged Mountain Blades. I'll put their Instagram down below. So go check them out, please, because you should know about all these guys. If you're not looking for a key hook, go check out David Carver anyway, because he makes some really cool blades. So it was really cool. And he's a super knowledgeable guy. I had pulled out a Frank Fisher Battle. I was showing somebody on the other side of his table. And I heard him from the background say, hey, who just had a Fisher? I'm like, what? You know who these are? Like, everybody else at the show didn't really know who they were. And so I went and grabbed my Pelican case where I had a bunch of different knives from different makers. He knew every single one as I pulled it out. He knew the model and he knew the maker. I was thoroughly impressed. David's been around for a while. He knows the players, even the ones that people don't know about in today's world because they're from older time. So David's a wealth of knowledge and made some cool looking knives. I didn't get one of those, but he gave me one of these. I bought a torch and Gene loaned me these. I will be sending these back. I just, full disclosure, just being honest with you guys, he lent these in. So I'm going to say the good and the bad. I always do. You guys know if you've watched my channel at all. But yeah, Blade Show was super fun. I don't know if I'm ever going to really make it to Blade Show in Atlanta. I think there's way too many people for my liking. But Blade Show West was super fun. And I think it was super fun because Eric and Rob are the best hosts ever. And they kind of showed me around and introduced me to a lot of amazing people. Gene and his wife included in that amazing people group. So stay tuned. I'll do videos on this stuff later. I'll do maybe a video on the torch. I don't know how much there is to talk about, but you guys let me know in the comments. Do you want to see a video on this? What questions do you have about these? If you were at Blade Show West and you saw my knives that I brought for show and tell, comment down below that you met me, because I don't remember everybody I met. One person recognized my voice, Jorge. I was talking, I think, to David Carver, and he goes, hey, excuse me, I recognize your voice. Or, I know it. And I'm like, really? I wasn't thinking fast enough, or I would have said, you know me from OnlyFans or YouTube? But I wasn't thinking fast enough. So I said, well, I do have a small YouTube channel. That's it, you're Dirk. So that was my claim to fame. So Jorge, if you're watching, comment down below. I do remember. Al, I remember meeting you too. You watched my videos. You didn't recognize my voice, but I met a lot of people. I don't remember everybody, but if you were there, if you saw me and you talked to me, comment down below. I would love to hear it and stay in contact with all the great people I met. So there you go. That's my Blade West recap. It was pretty quick in and out for me. I didn't make an announcement. I didn't tell everybody I was coming. I just told a couple of few people I wanted to just come in, enjoy the show, and get out. And that's exactly what I did. And I met some amazing people. So thanks for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff and if you've got any questions so that I can get those answers before I do the full videos.